We often hear in the news about global warming, sea level rise, methane emissions, and more. But what exactly can be done to stop the climate crisis? First off, we need to know what exactly is causing the climate crisis. Global warming is caused by a buildup of three primary greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, which trap heat just like the glass of a greenhouse. To give you some more technical details, carbon dioxide is a chemical compound composed of one carbon and two oxygen atoms, CO2. Methane is composed of one carbon and four hydrogen atoms, CH4. And nitrous oxide is comprised of two nitrogen and one oxygen atoms, N2O. The carbon cycle exists to exchange carbon among the biosphere, soil, oceans, and the atmosphere of the Earth. Each time that a living being breathes, they release carbon dioxide gas into the atmosphere. Forests then absorb that carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. Forested areas of the Earth act as a sink, draining heat-trapping carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. To give you an example, the Amazon rainforest has estimated 390 billion trees and absorbs 2 billion tons of CO2 every year, making it a vital part of preventing climate change. Oceans also absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere wherever air meets water. As atmospheric carbon dioxide levels go up, the ocean absorbs more carbon dioxide to stay in balance. However, this absorption leads to ocean acidification, which threatens marine organisms such as coral and plankton. So, what are the main human contributors to greenhouse gas emissions? Humans are generating greenhouse gases from two primary sources: burning fossil fuels and raising animals for slaughter. The burning of fossil fuels emits vast amounts of carbon dioxide. Every time that a plane takes off, the heating is turned on in your home, or a car speeds down the motorway, carbon dioxide is being released as a result. Another major source of greenhouse gases is the destruction of carbon sinks. Trees absorb CO2 and create areas where carbon literally sinks from the atmosphere. However, clear-cutting forests and burning trees release carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere and adds to global warming. It is important to note that eating animals is the largest contributor to land clearing, habitat destruction, and deforestation, and also the destruction of carbon sinks. In fact, data from the World Bank states that animal agriculture is responsible for the 91% of Amazon rainforest destruction. When it comes to methane, you may have heard of a process called fracking. Fracking is where drills dig down into the Earth's crust and inject water, sand, and chemicals into the rock at high pressure, forcing gas to flow out to the head of the well. Fracking can kill birds and other wildlife through noise pollution, the release of wastewater, and also water withdrawal from local rivers. However, while fracking is a huge issue when it comes to the fight against climate change, in the United States, for example, methane emissions from animals used for meat and natural gas are nearly equal. Methane is produced by an animal's digestive process in which microbes decompose and ferment in the digestive tract. This gas is then emitted when animals, belch. Beyond that, animals used for meat are responsible for 65% of all human-related emissions of nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas with 296 times the global warming potential of carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide can also stay in the atmosphere for 150 years. So now that we know about the causes of the climate crisis, what can we do to stop it? Joseph Poore, a researcher at the University of Oxford who led much of the research on animal agriculture's emissions, states, "A vegan diet is probably the single best way to reduce your impact on planet Earth, not just greenhouse gases, but global acidification, eutrophication, land use, and water use." Ending animal agriculture would allow us to tackle the methane crisis. If you compare methane to CO2, it is a stronger greenhouse gas and it has a much higher heat-trapping ability. While it's known that methane stays in the atmosphere for less time than carbon dioxide, a molecule of methane has been found to have 25 times the global warming potential of a molecule of carbon dioxide, which makes it a huge priority in protecting the future of life on planet Earth. Adopting a vegan or plant-based diet would also reduce global farmland use by more than 75%, equivalent to the land mass size of the United States, China, the EU, and Australia combined. Finally, it's imperative that we ban global deforestation being led by animal agriculture and run reforestation programs to plant trees and reforest the Earth. For the planet, for the animals, for future generations. Adopt a plant-based diet and reforest the Earth. Switch to plant-based.